step 2 of our progression, we're going to focus on regaining mobility in order to mobilize the areas directly associated or acting upon the core and the pelvis. Now, when it comes to this, we really want to think about efficiency of time. Many of our clients are busy, they don't have a lot of time to stretch, and you know, when you're talking about people with a busy schedule, they don't want to stop and take time to stretch. So we have to bargain with them a little bit. We have to make this pretty time efficient. And in order to do so, I'm just going to show you a couple techniques and stretches that you can utilize to really kind of speed this up but get a great result. All right, so our first activity that we want to incorporate with our clients is foam rolling. All right, with this, all I'm looking for are 15 to 20 rolls in each area. A lot of the times the clients will take really a while to do this, and in order to kind of speed this up, what we want to do is utilize a timer here. All right, you know, if you tell the client literally this will take 5 minutes, you know, these are the things that I want to do, you know, work through it with them several times during your session and then set the clock. You know, this is something that will appeal to them because it's quantifiable. They can see the time, therefore, you know, it's quick, it's easy, it's something that they can do. Not necessarily something they want to do, but, you know, it's something they can get through pretty well. So what I'm going to ask the client to start out with here, all right, is just foam rolling the quad and the hip flexor. So what they're going to do, set my clock here. Okay, I have exactly 5 minutes to do this. So I'm pressing go. All right, what I'm asking the client to do is start at the base of the hip and roll all the way down to the knee here. And what I'm looking for here, just kind of shifting weight to the outside for around 5 rolls, looking for any trigger points that may exist. Okay, if I find something, if I find a lump or a painful spot, I'm just going to spend a little bit of time in that area, a little bit of extra time, pressing down, depressing that area until it starts to subside. I'm going to come to the middle. Okay, and then as well, what we can do is shift immediately to what is called the adductor, or the inner thigh. Okay, and just roll along this area, really stopping to focus on any areas, again, that are tight or, you know, that we feel kind of a lump. All right, once we get done with that area, we're going to hit the hip rotators and the glute max. All right, so with this, I'm just going to sit on the roller here. I'm going to cross one leg to the side, turn onto the cross leg side, just kind of roll my butt cheek here. All right, what I'm doing here is I'm rolling a muscle, what we call our hip rotator, and really also the glute max. We can get all through this area, just pressing down this area. You can also use a tennis ball to get these if you don't have access to a foam roller. It's also a really good tool. All right, I'm looking for 15 to 20 rolls on each side. All right, once the client gets done there, we're going to go immediately to the latissimus dorsi here, or the armpit. So I'm just rolling up and down, pressing down, just rolling across this area for 15 to 20 rolls. Now, once again with this, the client probably will not have a lot of time to massage out these trigger points, but again, by working on these things on a daily basis, they're going to consistently kind of loosen things up until we see some significant progress. All right, and what we can do is break this down in a kind of 5-minute segments. If we say this takes 10 minutes a day, we could say spend 5 minutes on your foam rolling, you know, pencil it in at 11 o'clock, keep a foam roll in your office whenever you have time, you know, and then we can move to our stretches. Okay, so with our stretches, we're going to incorporate what is called active isolated stretching. Now, with active isolated stretching, we're just holding the stretch at the end point for 1 to 2 seconds and coming back. I'm looking for 10 reps in each position, moving relaxed through the range of motion, and I'm just going to demonstrate the stretches. So once again, you would ask your client to set their timer 4 or 5 minutes, lie on their back here. Okay, begin with a hamstring stretch. So I'm just going to loop the string of my foot here, start with the band at the floor, just pull back until I feel a stretch here in my hamstring. At the same time, I'm asking the client to exhale, take a deep breath, exhale at the end of this. Try to pull this muscle a little bit farther with each rep. Okay, moving relaxed and slowly through the range of motion. They should have plenty of time to do these things in 5 minutes. Once they get there, we're going to come out. We're going to hit the adductor by just coming to the outside here. Again, 10 times to the outside. Then we're going to go in the opposite direction, hit the abductor. I'll turn this way so you can see me here. I'm just turning to the inside, kind of hitting this outer thigh. Again, moving slowly through the range of motion, relaxing, and just really mobilizing these areas, mobilizing the joints, just kind of pulling the muscles into place. All right, once we get done there, we are going to apply a stretch for the hip flexor. So I'm just going to put one foot here on a box. If you don't have access to a box, you can also just kind of come to the grounds here. But I find, elevating the foot is a little more effective. We're just going to lean in until the client feels the stretch in the down leg, tightening the butt cheek of the down leg here to get kind of intensify that stretch, and releasing. Just coming forward and releasing. I'm looking for 10 on each side. We're going to finish up with a piriformis stretch, okay, and that is the hip rotator. I'm going to come forward a little bit, straighten the back leg behind me, starting here, just leaning into the stretch, really kind of getting the stretch in this front hip, coming back up, again 10 on each side, and actually I was wrong, we're going to finish up with a lat stretch. Now the lat stretch, I find the one arm stretch is a little bit more effective in terms of isolating each muscle. I'm just leaning back and coming forward. So it's just a rock back. I'm rocking back on my heels here, kind of leaning into the stretch till I feel this in my armpit, kind of the outer part of my back. Again, 10 on the other side. Pausing for 1 or 2 seconds and coming back. And really that's it. If you tell the client it takes around 10 minutes a day, they can do their stretching at home at night, they can do it together at night, whatever it may be, put it in their schedule, pencil it in, break it up throughout the day as they need to. Really, and that is their mobility drills. You can do that before they work out, ask them to come in a little bit early, and as a homework assignment on a daily basis.